Hi, I'm Matt Moore, and welcome to this week's Closing the Distance. We're hog hunting at night. On this week's show, we're going to give you all the ins and outs, the ups and downs, and everything that you need to close the distance on a nighttime hog. Let's get started.
Closing the Distance is brought to you by Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. Hunter Safety System, dedicated to saving hunters' lives. Executioner Broadheads, born to kill. Treason, don't just blend, become. And by Citadel, revolutionary shoot-down shake. Today, it's all nighttime hog hunts. Closing the Distance will be right back. Closing the Distance is made possible by Tree Limb Quivers. There's only one tree limb quiver. Sword sights, sharp solutions in aiming. Elusive Wildlife Technologies, taking the elusive out of wildlife. The Stage Deer Attractant, finally, a synthetic scent that works. Matthews Archery. And by the amazing Luminaut. Can your arrow not do this?
Well, I don't like what we're doing. We're about to sneak in this area. We're actually going to try to hunt it tonight. That's usually a no-no. One of the things we do is we try to get there at least a day early, check the setups, make sure the batteries are good, make sure the lights are working, everything's fine. So a lot of times when we go to the setup, we're walking down this road, but that's a deer crossing right there. So there's one of the main spots where they cross. Besides the road, there's a hole in the fence right here. This is a pretty heavy spot where they come through. Those big hogs, they just walk right through that fence. There's a pretty well beaten path going straight to the creek feeder. It's coming in right behind that stand we're going to be in. That's why we got the ozonics up. So hopefully they won't smell us. Brush by. There's that big oak tree. Our stand's on the other side of that oak tree. It's a massive, massive tree. And this hog's always bed down under there. We got to try to get here early if we want to have a chance at getting on them, because they're going to be under that tree if we get here too late. Man, it's a mess up here. Good Lord. I drill holes in these seats sometimes so that the water will drain through, but a lot of times it just rusts out the bearings and all that stuff in the swivel. So they last a lot longer if you don't do that. But you have this problem. Well, just gotta get in there and get her done. It's all that rain we had last weekend. What I do is I just get up in here and make sure all the twigs and little leaves and stuff that are dead, try to get them out of here. So it's going to be, they're calling for 5 mile an hour winds tonight south and tomorrow night. So something as small as just a little twig cracking and those hogs, man, they're skittish. They've been hunted a few times here.
It's all different at night. You're in their world now, you're in their element. And it's wild out there, let me tell you. Having the latitude to move, making sure that everything's out of the way of your knees, of where your mobility is gonna be, drawing that bow back and or hunting with a rifle, clipping on to your bowstring in the dark, in total darkness, which is a challenge, let me tell you. You never know what's coming up behind you. You don't know what's out in front of you a lot of times. You know, until it's time to light it up, being able to put your kill light on that animal, you don't know what's creeping up on you.
Man, it's such a good spot right here. This is one of the original trees we started putting the pig oil on. And man, the roots are all exposed now. You should not be able to see any of that. It's crazy. They just are loving this pig oil on this tree. Oh man, I wish you could smell this through the television. It is something else. It's the funniest thing I see people posting videos on our social media and tagging us and talking about putting it out. They're like, man, what's it smell like? What's it, kind of syrup? What is that? It's, I don't know, we get pretty tickled, so keep doing it. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's trying to guess what we put in here with the magic ingredients.
Hey, I was fortunate enough to get to the ranch a little bit before Scott, get a little head start on them. So I'm checking all the feeders, doing all the work. You know, I'm putting the work in, so I get to cherry pick the spot. So I've got a spot saved for him. He can maybe get some good hogs there, but I'll save the best for me. We'll see what happens when he gets here.
Anyway, Scott, we've been over here every day before you got here, putting corn out and swine sauce.
Awesome.
And wait till you see it, man. They are tearing it up. We put pig oil on the trees, and I mean, it's just.
They've been hitting it hard.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I can tell.
Remember when we put the feeder here years ago? Nobody's ever hunted here at night before.
I know, but look at the ground. It is
See right
torn
there?
up.
That's where we put the swine sauce. That little spot right there.
Oh, I can see right there with the fresh crack.
Crazy.
It is tore up here.
But I mean, I don't worry about walking around here. We've been coming here every day, and they don't seem to be bothered by it.
I remember. I know,
So
but
what I'm
Chad,
gonna
I
do-
remember this when this was all grass.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just dirt.
The blindsiders are right here, and so to give you enough light for camera, this is where I've been putting it, kind of right in front of the blindsiders. Just been putting a big pile like this. I've been using that roasted soybean and peanut.
Perfect.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it smells good.
It smells really good. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. Just
One of the issues that we'll be fighting this evening is the wind, but out here, I mean, those animals are used to the wind. They'll smell this. I mean, they'll pick up on it. And they've been hitting it hard, it looks like, so we should be in good shape. Hey, look, this spot is tore up with hog sign. It's got what I call a dam behind the stand, and you have trails that come down from that from a small pond, but there's a lot of activity over there, and they're working into the feed station. It's just a perfect setup for a blindsider. What's cool about the blindsider, it's putting light out on the hogs directly on the side of the animals. You know, we call it the blindsider because when you're behind that light, and in this case we'll be hunting in a ground blind behind the blindsider, that light's going right on the hogs and they have no idea you're in the world. Hey, and you know what I also like as far as the yardage to where the bait pile is?
yeah, that's one reason I did that.
I'm excited about that. It's nice and close. I'll take that close shot.
I think I set that one up there.
Hey, I'll
It's
take
kinda
that
like
close
these
shot whenever I
shots.
can. There's obviously pigs in here. They're practically living here. We're gonna go to some other setups, pull some cards, see what hogs are on the cameras, formulate a game plan, then get ready to get back out here and see what we can get into.
After the break, more tips and information on hunting hogs at night. Closing the Distance will be right back. Closing the Distance is brought to you by Ozonics. Undetectable, undeniable. Hunter Safety System, dedicated to saving hunters' lives. Executioner Broadheads, born to kill. Treason, don't just blend, become. And by Citadel, revolutionary shoot-down shape.
Wow,
I think you're gonna see some hogs in this
Yeah,
spot.
that's about 8 of them.
Yeah.
Look right there. Hey, that's a good sow, man. It's definitely a family unit. Wow. They're so
coming in.
relaxed.
Look, they're bedding down
They're
like-
bedding down next to the feet.
Oh man, they're in there. Look at that.
Look right here. Look how, see how that one's a little taller?
Okay, there's some good hogs here. That's it.
Awesome. I know we're going to be in some action tonight. Saw all kind of sign on those pictures and the setups. Good hogs going out there. Hey Chad, the wind died down, man. I thought it was going to be awful windy.
it's perfect.
I'm excited, dude.
Couldn't
Hey,
ask for anything better.
well, look, I mean, the pictures we looked at, we know you're going that way. Kyle and I are going that way. So, I mean, you got good hogs showing up for yours. I got good hogs showing up for mine. So,
I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited. Let's get out there.
Kill City. All right.
This is always fun. Well, we just got set up in the stand. We're about 2 hours before the pigs have been showing up on the camera, so we'll go ahead and knock an arrow and get ready.
creek spot. Man, we got a ton of raccoons in here. So one showed up. We just had two come running off the side to my right. I thought it was piglets coming in. I was all excited. That's raccoons. One of them looks like it's missing a tail. And they'll start chomping on that corn, make some noise. The hogs come in here, hopefully they'll hear that. And they'll think something's at the feeder. They'll see the coons, and they'll come in, they'll feel a little more comfortable. Coming down that trail. Let's go ahead and take that black and white one. That's the biggest one. Right there, man, did you see that loom knock? That thing lit up, it looked like a perfect shot right behind the shoulder. Let's get the, hang on, throw them out. We gotta hit that feeder again. Knock another arrow real quick, they may come back in here.
Man, I made a great shot on that hog. We still got time to kill. Scott's still in the stand. We're gonna just sit and wait. Maybe we'll get something else.
Well, we got set up. We're in the blind, calming it down. Everything's getting quiet. Hey, the feeder's already gone off. I hear something chomping behind the feeder. They're munching on some corn. The hogs are coming in. That's a good hit, good hit. They were right in the swine sauce and in the corn. I lit him up with a piglet because the hog I wanted to shoot, he was a little bit bigger than the other two. He went hard to the right. And as you saw, they weren't spooked at all. I think I got a good double lung hit. It looked good, it felt good. It's awesome, man. Oh, Matthew strikes again. Hey, I'm just excited that a plan came together, and either way, we put an arrow in a hog or either through a hog. We are close to the fence here, and there's a couple of major crossings under the fence. I've shot hogs here before during the daylight, and they always try to make it to the fence or across the fence. So, you know, depending on the blood sign we find, it is really thick over here. We're gonna check that fence line too. So we're right here by the fence line. I know that up here a little ways, there's a major crossing that's a low spot. I mean, this is Hog Alley, man. We are in the thick stuff. There's a lot of blood right here, man. There's a lot of blood right here, dude. Look, 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 look at that. Look in the water. Look, look, look in the water. Look at the blood right there. It's all tore up and muddy right there where the hogs are going under the fence. And we found blood. Found actually a lot of blood as we went across the fence, and then 20 yards, there's our hog right there. She didn't go too far, about 70 yards. She only made it about 10 feet across the fence here. But I tell you what, this is about 150 plus pound sow. I mean, there were three that were about the same size, and This one looked to me like it was the biggest. I just left the light on her and slammed her.
Coming up, we'll take you on several more nighttime hog hunts. We'll be right back. Want more from Closing the Distance? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. Closing the Distance is made possible by Tree Limb Quivers. There's only one tree limb quiver. Sword sights, sharp solutions in aiming. Elusive Wildlife Technologies, taking the elusive out of wildlife. The Stage Deer Attractant, finally, a synthetic scent that works. Matthews Archery. And by the amazing Luminoc. Can your arrow nock do this?
You know, I shot this great hog. Chad's got a hog. We're gonna switch gears and go to another setup. On these setups, it's a little bit different. You gotta creep into these setups. There's no physical stand there. You're trying to get in there quietly and hopefully get there before the feeder goes off. But in this case, when we got there and we were just right in position, feeder goes off, hogs are there. It was go time. Okay. Shoot the one by the feeder leg. You want it? Yes. Tell you what, man, I hammered that hog. Luminoc lit up great. Looked like a good shot. He was just quartering. He was broadside but quartering just a little bit. And I tell you what, I let him have it. He kind of hooked around and went behind the trees to the right behind the feeder. But looked good. Okay, I shot it right to the right of this leg. Look, there's blood or something right there, it looks like. Oh, here's blood. Here's blood right here. Good blood. Oh, look right here. That's what I want to see right there, man. Oh, look, it keeps going right here. Good blood here. Had to have crashed somewhere. There's my arrow, guys. Right there. Good looking arrow. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Good blood. There he is right there. Right there, bro. God, man. Tell you what, hey, that's a good boar. It's got some tuskers on it. He made it on this side of the creek and couldn't go much further, but he went a little bit. God, that's a good boar, man. Pull him out. Golly. It's a good boar right there. Hey, you know, on this setup, we call it the pig bowl number 2. What we did is we parked the Ranger a ways away, and we've hunted this setup before. We just kind of skirt around the pond down low, come up on a berm to where these animals have no idea we are in the world. The wind was in our face, and we were able to get away with a little movement. When we got there, the feeder had gone off before we got there. So we creeped in there. The hogs were already coming in. They had no idea we were in the world. I lit up this hog with the Piglet HD in green. As you saw, it worked like a charm. It's what you call a deadly combination. Awesome hunt, a lot of fun right there. Hey, you know what? Worked out good for me. I got 2 great hogs. Chad added another one to his total. He's done great on this trip. When it comes to hog hunting at night and using the kill lights, you just got to try it for yourself. You got to get out there and do it. We can show you and have a lot of fun and show you how to do it, but until you do it yourself, you really won't get a feel of what we're talking about. So you need to get out there and try it. The whole kicker of it is we had a whole nother setup for us to go to, had so many pictures of hogs, never even made it to that setup. So I think we know where we're going to hunt next time we're here.
You know, I love these nighttime hog hunts that we do on the show from time to time. So they're so much fun to do, and I love the footage that comes from them. But you know, the only thing that makes these nighttime hunts possible are the lights and the illumination provided by our friends at Elusive Wildlife Technologies. These guys have come up with a phenomenal idea. You really ought to check them out. But it got me thinking a lot about how that things that were not possible without illumination are now made possible. Did you know the Bible has a lot to say about itself and life this way? In the book of Psalms, it says that God's Word is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. And let me tell you what it means. It means that if there's things in your life that are unclear or dark, and maybe you don't know which direction to take or what decision to make, that you can go to God's Word, begin to seek the wisdom of God's Word, and God will begin to illuminate your path. It'll make it clear which way you're supposed to go, and it'll help clarify in your mind maybe what decisions that you need to make. I'm so thankful in walking with the Lord now for 22 years that God's Word has given me such wisdom about how to move forward, and He'll do the same for you if you ask Him and if you open up the Bible and take a look. If you'd like to know more about a personal relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ, just go to closingthedistance.com and click on the Moment of Truth tab.